Hey, welcome to JM Unleashed. It is December 21st here, Sunday night, quarter after 11 Eastern Time. We've got silver busting through the $69 per troy ounce mark. It first hit it about 2 hours ago. That's not 2 hours ago. 21:50, 24-hour clock Eastern Time is when it first hit 69. Right now we're at 69.40. You can see that in the top right here. We'll actually make that easier for you to see here. No, we should be good now. I'm pretty sure we're live, and that means I should say welcome in to 79 and Niels Han Dynasty, the first two people to show up here in the live chat. Let's shut this off so it's a little bit easier to see. That's where we're at right now, folks. Rocking and rolling. Oh, yeah. Good to see everyone. What about time? What about time? That's a good question. Let's check it out. It's right here, guys. Oh. I'll move it over here a bit. $69.37. Hey Zardoz, welcome in. I will compare the silver to gold and platinum in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Just wanted to get this documented with silver busting through 69 with authority and decisiveness. It almost looks like the short sellers have been knocked out. But 79 makes a good point here. Rug pulls can happen. Hey Ziggy, good to see you. Welcome in. We're watching silver bust through $69 an ounce. Looks like it might hit $69.50 soon. Some people prefer to look at it just as a solid line rather than the candles, so we'll put that on there for a minute as it's moving up towards... What the hell just happened? It's moving towards 69.50. Hey, David Joshua, welcome in. Fantastic musician. We've got David Joshua in the house. Good to see you. I got to give David a wrench here. Hold on. There you go, David. Yeah, sorry about the pop-up ads. I don't pay for the paid stuff unless I have to, or unless it makes a lot of sense to. This has been a long time coming, folks. Yeah, we can look at the... This is actually a cool way of looking at it, too. The step-up charts. I really prefer to have this guy in here. There we go. Is it magic? I don't know. It almost seems like magic. Let's look at a longer term here. Yeah, there's good momentum going on, guys. This chart's now going back to December 16th. And like it says in the thumbnail, we are actually up $10 per ounce in the last 10 trading days. Check this out when we put it on the daily. I'll have to switch that so you guys can see it more easily. So we're at 69.37 now. If we go back 10 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, we're at 58. So it's actually, we're up $11 in 10 trading days, guys. Hey, Rocky, good to see you. We had a good live stream over at Rocky Superstars earlier tonight. Where we saw it actually hit 68. And it looked like it was going to hit 69, and sure enough it did. So, you know, that's worthwhile having a party. We can have a little party here for a little bit. We're going to compare the silver price with gold and platinum in a bit. And I may very well open up the panel here to see if other people have their thoughts that they'd like to express verbally. Yeah, it keeps giving me these pop-up ads. They really want me to sign up here. I might at some point. We'll see. Not today, though. What happens if I do that? I like that, too. This momentum is just not slowing down either. It is nice to see the pullbacks like we have right there. Right in here. See if I can put a line on there. I didn't like that. I gotta do that again. Yeah, we like seeing pullbacks like that. That was from about 54 down to 46. So that was an $8 drop. We can certainly see $8 drops at any time. Yeah, it is, Rocky. All I can say is it's way overdue. Way overdue. Let's get this chat on here. Yeah, I think there's a silver shortage and a platinum shortage. There's lots of silver on the retail side, but a lot of the commercials and industrials are actually having a tough time sourcing it. They're buying it up. They are buying it up. Okay, so next time this gives me the pop-up ad, I will add in gold and platinum so we can check them out. Only thing is when we add the gold and platinum, it doesn't show the the dollar anymore. It just shows the percentage gain. And I wanted to make sure we had a good shot here showing the dollar. And when we go out further, we'll go out to monthly candles. You guys should be able to see here now. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 months in a row back to back with positive price increases on silver. So when I say this is overdue, you can see what I mean right here. $69.37 at this very moment. Is it going to go to 70 tonight? I don't know. Yeah, I agree, Rocky. Like right now, they're having a difficult time delivering. They're having a tough time delivering. And if the COMEX ends up not being able to deliver, then it is deemed useless. It's pointless for it to exist. We'll go back to the short term here. I'd like to see some moves here on the minute chart. So it is holding on to 69, guys. Like 69 is way down here. It has broken through with authority. Although if you look right in here, you can see it really hesitated about breaking through. It did a real flat line there. Look at that. Right there. Okay, here's our pop-up ad. So we'll add in gold now. Let's add gold in here. Oh, is it not going to let me? It better let me. It won't let me do it. But that's okay. I can do it on a different site. Just hold on, I'll pull it up so we can compare gold and platinum with it. We're sitting at 69.36. Can I zoom this in a little more without losing everything? No. I got to keep it there. But what I wanted to do is add in gold right away. We'll go a little further here. So this is just showing the last couple days. Silver's up 4.2%, gold's up 1.3%. Let's go back further. Okay, so this goes back now to the beginning of October. We've got gold up 8.7% since October, and silver's up 41%. Let's go out further. Okay, so for the year, this year, 2025, we'll keep that in your sights there. Silver is up 134% this year, and gold is up 66. Both are fantastic. That's incredible. Let's go out further. For anyone that's new, this should give some context. Okay, so this is going back to September of 2021 now. And from then till now, silver's up 212%, gold's up 150%. Gold's the steady runner. You'll see here when I put the candles in. For silver, it's volatile. Let's go out further. Well, actually, we can go out further this way. Let's see how far back we have to go before gold's actually outperformed silver. Okay, so if you go back 10 years, then gold's actually outperformed silver. Very, very close though, on a 10-year period. There. Once you go back to 2013, then gold is definitely reigning supreme. Although, look at this, like, the last 15 years, gold and silver have pretty much the same performance. They're neck and neck. And in fact, going back to 2009, silver's blowing away gold by like 140% return. Wow. That's amazing, actually, how gold and silver have actually performed really similarly. Even over the last 25 years, it's almost the exact same return. Can you guys believe that? That's a 25-year chart, guys. Gold and silver yielding almost the exact same return. And like all you have to do is just shorten it up a bit. And silver's actually done better than gold on a really long term now. How far do we have to go back? So yeah, if you go back to 1985 till now, gold's rocked silver. Neat, eh? You guys can all access these charts. I'll put the link in the chat. Hey Mike, good to see you. Anyone else I missed, welcome in. We've got Silver Shire in the house. There, that's the website I'm getting the stuff off. Silver was 28 in January of 2025. Let's check that out. Well, I have to remove gold though to do that. Yeah, this short, yeah, possibly. Right around here. Yeah, look at that. It just depends where you pick the chart from, right? But yeah, she's doing good. It's holding steady. Let's go to the very short term again. We'll add gold back in here so we can see how they interact with each other. And then we'll add platinum in a bit. So this is on the very short term now, just a minute by the minute. Gold versus silver. Here, let's put the chat on here for a second. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you. This is history in the making with JM Unleashed. Silver has hit $69 US per troy ounce and is holding on to it. First time in history. First time ever. We'll take gold out of there so we can see the price again. And this is a 24-hour timestamp, Eastern time. It's 11:40, and this is showing 11:39 trading. Well, actually, yeah, it is still 11:39 here, so that's right. What if I zoom in? It is like the Energizer Bunny, Silver Patriot. Yeah. Let's put it out a little bit longer term here. We'll go hourly. So this right here is the start of the overseas trading right here. Is that right? Nope, I was wrong. It's right here. December 21st. Right here, 21st. Okay, don't worry, Neil. We'll put it up with platinum. We'll compare platinum to silver now. Just wanted to get a nice shot of that. So to bring platinum in, what I'm going to do is zoom this back out a little bit more. And we'll add in platinum. And actually it's XPT, isn't it? It's XPT. Platinum's outperforming silver at this very moment in the last couple trading days. We'll make platinum red. And silver will be blue. So there you go. Silver's the blue line charted out the last couple trading days. It's up 6.3%. Platinum's up 8%. We'll zoom out. Let's go back to December 15th now. There you go. Platinum up 1% per day. Almost. It's up 14.4% in 15 trading days. Silver's up 10% in the same period of time. Let's zoom out more. Yeah, it looks like platinum is just starting to rock now. So for the year 2025, platinum's up 121%, silver's up 134. Let's put gold in here too. We'll look at all three of them together. If you guys are okay with that, but green should not be, gold should not be green. I would make it the yellow. Well, actually, let's make it yellow. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, it doesn't show up nice. I got to make it a little bit darker color. So my apologies, it's not going to be such a nice gold color. It's going to be, gotta be a little bit darker. Like that. Okay, so for this year to date, let's actually put that right on there. Silver and platinum are super close. Gold's doing its steady run. Let's go 2 years. So from the beginning of 2023 till now, silver's up 192%, gold's up 144%, and platinum is up 103%. That's beautiful. Why am I fired? Hey, Methydicus, Albrighticus, good to see ya. I think I might open up the panel and shut the music off and see if anyone else wants to chat about this. Let's do that. Only thing is I got to shut the music off and switch my audio settings. But there's the link if anyone wants to join the panel. Yeah, I gotta switch that too. Keep switching back. There we go, that's better. Okay, Neil, just hold on a second. I see you there. So we've got Neil's Han Dynasty is going to be up here in a minute. I just got to switch a couple things. Turn off that damn noise. Here, let me just remember how to do this. Okay, part 1 we got. Part 2. Welcome in anyone that I missed saying hi to. Let's see if we can bring in Neil here. Hey, Neil.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
How's it going?
It's going real well. I'm getting 3 seconds of A.
You're getting a what?
I'm talking and then I hear myself.
Oh, you're getting an echo?
About a second. I blame 79, in case you're wondering.
Okay, I've got my echo cancellation turned on. If there is an echo in there, then I might have to actually leave the stream for a minute and come back. That fixed it?
I don't know. Let me see. Good enough.
Testing, testing. So, what are your thoughts on this precious metals run that we've got? We got silver hitting an all-time high. Like, it seems like it's doing it almost every day.
I think people are getting the wrong read on silver because we haven't had a silver run in 45 years, or a gold run, or a precious metals run actually, and so there's very few people who know the history of how it works. And from my understanding, not being old enough to notice the last one, but from my understanding, it's very volatile at the end of its run when it starts sprinting, and it'll go up, like you were saying, it's been up $10 in 10 days. That's from my understanding of reading the history and trying to understand the history of the last bull market for the precious metals. Gold was like on a steady upward, trajectory, like what your chart shows, and then silver would be like sideways, a little up, then all of a sudden it would be like spike up, spike down. So it'd be like 10 up, 6 down, 12 up, 8 down. A lot more volatility on the upward side, and we haven't gotten that far yet. So I think silver's got a long way to go.
Hey, Rocky, I hope I don't have an echo still. Just let me know if you guys hear an echo.
Yeah, it's echoing pretty bad. I thought it was me for a minute. I just muted myself.
Okay, so I'm just going to leave the studio for a minute and reset it. I think that's what I have to do. And I'll be back in less than a minute.
79.
Okay. Okay.
And as far as that goes, platinum's supposed to be more volatile than the silver, and the platinum has not been nearly as volatile as the silver. So I don't think we've really hit the actual what they call the sprint of the silver and platinum, because they say gold runs, silver and platinum sprint. I don't think we've gotten to the sprint part of it yet. I think we're still leading up to it, and that's why I could easily see a three digit silver. Easy 3-digit silver. Because if you look at inflation, for us to get to an actual, I mean, you're looking at a physical number of 51 being the all-time high. But if you look at back in 1971, when that was all-time high, add inflation to it, you're now looking at, for that to be an equivocal all-time high with inflation, it'd have to be like $235 or something like that. So we're not even close to that. And somewhere, that's got to fit in.
Hey, Rocky, what are your thoughts, Rocky? Are you there, Rocky?
Yeah, I'm here. I hear Neil back there. I was kind of waiting for him to stop.
Yep. You're good. What are you saying?
I really think that we're going to see silver and gold go up even higher. Am I echoing or anything like that, Jam?
You sound good on my end.
Sounds good on my end.
Your audio is a fair bit lower than Neil's, but I can't tell how it is compared to mine. You sound good.
Okay, I just want. You're coming across perfect. You're coming across about. Okay, so I can actually with what I've been seeing and with what the see, I'm getting a really delayed because when I'm talking, I can hear myself, and then it starts echoing after that, like it's really delayed.
Okay, Rocky, did you shut off your YouTube tab? All you need is the restream open and then shut off your YouTube.
There it is. I did not shut that off. Oh Lord, no wonder.
That happens.
Yeah, okay. Uh, what I am seeing is on the silver market itself, and even the gold. It's gold. I think is a little bit more plentiful than silver right now. But last week, I doing some research on the COMEX had 28 million ounces of silver in their vaults, and that's the lowest that I have ever seen all the years that I've been buying and selling the gold and silver. And so, what I think what will happen is there's such a high demand worldwide for silver because all the companies that deal like Samsung and some of the other companies that they were like last weekend, I saw an article of a mine being opened up for Samsung, and they're buying all the silver out of that mine for the next 3 years under contract.
Yep.
And so, what I think what they're doing is that there's not enough silver out there to really keep like Tesla and Samsung and all these companies that, especially the military, use a lot of silver. Is that for solar panels? Solar panels use a tremendous amount of silver. So with all these companies trying and scrambling to get stocked up for next year because the mines are not producing enough silver to keep up with demand. And so what I think what we're going to see next year, especially like in January, February, and March, we're going to see I think we'll see $100 silver in January, and we could see 150 in February. So, because all these companies are scrambling to buy silver. And so, what happens when you can't buy silver and silver comes on the market, people start paying a lot more money for it than they normally would because there's just not any out there to get. Now,
Yeah,
it's
I
going
think
to take, I'm sorry.
was gonna say I think companies, that are used to buying, their silver and their materials like that, maybe on a quarterly basis, are now thinking, whoa, you know what? We should actually be stocking up for the whole year, you know,
Exactly. That's
Well,
exactly
or maybe
right.
a couple of years.
well, another thing you guys haven't spoken of yet, I don't know if you will, is the same thing that's happening to platinum. Once platinum reaches a certain price point, Clean Air Metals is going to go to a mining company and mine the platinum they're sitting on top of because the money will be right to open up that new platinum mine. And that same uh, thought process financially goes to silver. There's lots of silver out there. It's just at $30 an ounce, it wasn't viable to mine. Are they going to move out there today with the price tag? No, they're going to wait and sit a while. But there's a lot of silver out there yet to be mined. It's just not feasible to mine it at the prices it was. So I'd say within a year or so, you're going to see a lot of more silver mines opening up because silver is on the planet. It's platinum that's not on the planet. And the last platinum mine's opening up in Canada next year.
Yeah, platinum's a lot more rare than silver. It's nice to see it starting to capture its proper place again, going in the right direction anyway.
Well, I did a video on why it would do what it's doing right now.
Yeah. Oh, I know you've done tons of reports on that. For anyone that doesn't know Neil, one of his favorite taglines is "Buy silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium."
The platinum. I've always wondered the last 5 years why is platinum so much cheaper than gold?
It's being manipulated.
Exactly. And I bought a few ounces of platinum, but looking at what it's doing right now, I wish I'd have bought a lot more. You know what I mean?
I, uh,
So
I mentioned it to a friend of mine who had never looked at platinum, and he even says on his live stream when he sees something that he thinks will be a good deal, he'll grab a nibble of it. And I brought a platinum to his attention when it was in the 800s, and he bought 20 ounces of it. So he's really sitting pretty right now.
Neil, that's when I bought mine was 800. I thought that's really cheap.
Oh yeah, no, it's and like James said, I've done several videos on what I've discovered, and I gave the paperwork that I discovered on why platinum is being manipulated and when that manipulation will end. And that's why I started 3.5 years ago. It wasn't buy silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium. It was buy silver and platinum because I knew 3.5 years ago what was going to be happening. And then I was introduced to the crystallized osmium, and I was like, oh, but yeah, platinum is going to skyrocket. It's still a good buy at $2,000 an ounce, in my opinion.
Hey there, I just wanted to say hi to Silver Baron in the back in the basement there. I don't think I know you, Silver Baron. If I know you by a different name, let me know in the chat, and I'll be sure to bring you up. I just don't
Private
want to bring up
chat,
anyone I don't know. Yeah.
private chat would be on the left-hand side of your screen, bottom. It's not like StreamYard. I just found it.
Yeah, it's neat.
I can't see the chat for some reason. I'm like, where is the chat? So
On the right, there should be a menu there. One of the buttons will say chat.
It'll say on the bottom right for mine as a participant, not a creator. The bottom right has help, and then right to the left of that help button or icon is chat, and it should have a blue little dot at the top right corner of that box. You click on that.
there it is. Because I kept looking at the chat and I'm like, I don't see any place to to chat. But yes, I see it now.
And
So,
the exact opposite side of the screen is where the private chat is. If you want to say something to JM that you don't want to put in the public chat.
oh, okay, that's very cool.
And
Okay.
also for the gentleman who's in the backstage, if you want to tell JM who you are, you can use the private chat while you're backstage.
Yeah,
Okay.
it could be anyone. Um, but yeah, that's really cool, Rocky. So I'm on Restream. You see that in the top, right? It's a little different than StreamYard, but the thing I like about it is it's unlimited hours. You're not limited to the what is it, 30 hours a month or something?
Yep.
20.
Yep.
20 hours a month.
I
Yeah.
Yeah. They do.
apologize in advance for these cats in the background. They're not killing each other. They're actually just playing. You might hear them.
You know what? The cats actually aren't too bad. What I was almost going to say was when you were typing, it was coming through really loud. It's like
Right
all I could
on.
hear was click, 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 click. But um, no, the cats are good.
Talking about cats, I've taken on the the I guess you would call me the my daughter calls me the cat whisperer, but I got these feral cats running around my house, and I'm feeding 11 cats now, and it's incredible how much food 11 cats. It's worse than a kid.
Uh, Try about 30 outside cats, brother.
No, thank you, Neil. 11's enough.
Well, the 10 new ones just got. My only projection is that there was an average, there was about 20 of them I got spayed and neutered under a program because there was a feral population around and we had to get them under control. But when you spay and neuter them, it's called trap and release. They don't like go looking for food, so they stay in that area. So someone's got to feed them. And the number was at about 20, and I was cool with that. But in the past month, 10 new ones have shown up, two Siamese and a couple other new ones I've never seen. So I'm thinking people are dumping them off in the neighborhood or something.
Maybe they got a neon sign out in your front yard. Cats here or something, Neil.
Well, see, the thing is, when you spay, neuter, and release, the pride of cats that you have, if you put out enough food just for them, they're supposed to keep the other cats away. So something's happening to make these cats hungry enough to enter into their zone to go for the food.
Well, it's really funny because about four of them, maybe five, I get to pet now. They've been hanging out with me long enough that I can pet them. And I thought about taking one of them and have it neutered and stuff like that. And he's let me pick him up, so I'm close to getting him. So it'll be really nice to. I haven't had a full time cat in a while, so my last cat lasted 19 years. So not that I don't like dogs, Jam.
Yeah, no, and I know cats can have a really good long life expectancy too. Hey,
Yep,
Nickel,
yep.
we've got Nickel in the house.
Oh, hey, Nickel.
And speaking of nickel, that's actually the one other thing I wanted to show you guys here. So we've been looking at silver, gold, and platinum, but I just wanted to show you what happens if you put nickel in here. And I know, like, nickel's not a precious metal, um, but
The only thing different about nickel, other than the three metals that we have been talking about, is I remember the early part or the later part of last year or the early part of this year, there was a big run up in the nickel market, and some Oriental dude
something like that.
got
The
well, yeah,
nickel's
back
the
there
blue there.
that spike. Some Oriental dude ran the price up, kind of like the Hunt Brothers deal, and I think nickel market is paying the price for that guy doing that.
I wonder how
Hey,
much.
we've got Silver Shire on the panel here. Welcome in, Silver Shire.
Hey, Silvershire, how you doing?
How's it going, Silver?
I'm doing all right, guys.
Right on.
Don't know if you
So
can
I
hear
just
me.
wanted
Sorry, I
to.
got too many things going on.
No, you sound good. You sound good. But I wanted to show you here. Yeah, I'll make it a different color here
I think
with
that's
the
spike.
nickel.
I think that spike before the cup and handle of nickel screwed up the handle of nickel and caused the price to do the exact opposite of what silver's doing with its cup and handle.
It's
Start
really
off
neat.
in the chat. Yo, what's up, Nickel?
So the red line here is the nickel price charted, and the blue line is the silver price charted. But look what happens when we go. Well, that's just back there. So nickel's had a much more massive spike than silver has recently. But look at that. It actually, nickel seems to have its spike before silver. Or is it just significantly after and we don't see it before here? Do you see what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's amazing to see. Because I remember they shut the markets down when nickel was going crazy.
Yeah, and it was due to manipulation, and that guy's already been prosecuted for that.
Oh, was that right?
Something like that. Yeah, and that's why I don't push nickel, because I don't know what's going to happen with that market, because it's just like the Hunt brothers with silver. The feds were all over silver, stomping it down because of what they did, and I think that's the exact same thing happening with nickel. Some guy came in, did some shit, caused it to skyrocket. As you can see the chart back there, it skyrocketed, and the feds stepped in. Now look at that chart there. After the second big jump after that one high, it's just like a straight line down. That's not normal.
Yeah, right where?
Chart.
Yeah.
That's a huge spike.
I think that straight line down that doesn't go up, just keeps going down, 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 down. That JM's highlighting
That's
right now.
pure manipulation.
I think that's the Fed coming in with manipulation, exactly. But I haven't researched it enough. That's just off the top of my head looking at the charts, and that's why I don't promote nickel.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But anyway.
But I tell you what, were you on my stream when I was talking about the road to 3,000 for silver?
I'm not sure.
Jam?
I'm not sure.
It was like a couple of weeks ago. I watched a video by Miles Franklin, one of their sales representatives, and he had charts and all kinds of stuff for what silver was going to do next year. And he said by July the 4th of next year, silver will be $3,000. And I'm like, $3,000? And it just kind of blew me away. I find that hard to believe, but the way he was talking is because of the shortages. People are going to go crazy because in price because they cannot get it.
Here's something that I think is going to happen to help the recycling market and also help all households. There's this new solar panel kind of, it's a Prolovisky or something like that, solar panel. It doesn't use silver, it uses copper, and it's more efficient than the solar panels we use now. And every solar panel is supposed to have like 20 grams of silver. So if it does go up to 3,000, I could see a new solar company with the new Prolovisky solar panels giving one hell of a discount for new solar panels on your house that are better, more efficient, and they will just recycle the silver. So basically, I can see people being upgraded to the new type solar pretty much for free if silver does that.
Is that an American company or is
yeah, and why it gets more power is because, and it gets power during cloudy days and at nighttime, because the solar panels we use now only use the visual light spectrum to gain power, and the Prolovisky solar panel uses both infrared and ultraviolet light, which you get through clouds and at nighttime. So it actually produces more electricity than the solar panels with the silver in them.
I could see them putting a real smack down on silver then. That's a much better deal.
Well, if silver goes up, like I said, 20 grams of silver per solar panel, if I owned a company that with this new solar panel thing, I would be looking at giving people basically a one for one, because if you have 20 grams of silver in a solar panel and it's at $3,000, you're looking at about a $2,000 solar panel. So we got 11 solar panels for $21,000. So you're looking at about $2,000 a solar panel. So if I'm getting about $2,000 of silver per solar panel, it should be an easy trade over to the new type of solar panel, and they just take the old ones and recycle the silver for the cost of the new panel.
Man, that would be amazing to get into the ground floor of that company.
Yeah, I've done a couple of videos on the Provisky solar panel.
Is that with a PR Provisky?
Oh, it sounds more like a Polish spelling. It's like how you spell something Polish. There's a lot of silent K's and shit in it. Let me see if I can't find it. Hold on.
So I was hoping to hear from Silver Shire. I wanted to see what your thoughts were.
Well, been in this game for a while and just chatted with you guys before online. Just never jumped on a chat on a stream, but now I can see us easily. We're gonna hit these triple digits, and you know, there's a lot of things going on in the background. It's not just what we're seeing and everything. I mean, there's we could see a revalue of currencies and everything else when this comes about. So we just don't know what's going to play out, but I could easily see us going to a 1-to-1, and then that sets us over 4,000. So yeah, no, I'm pumped, excited.
That would.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rocky.
I was just trying to just visualize what $3,000 uh, silver would make. I mean, it's beyond my comprehension. $3,000 silver. Can you imagine if it hit that? It just because he gave a timeline. He's saying that by March, silver will be $500 an ounce by March, and I'm like,
Well, you know what, Rocky? It's if you look at the last 10 trading days, it's up $10.
it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it's an average of
amazing.
a dollar a day.
Yeah.
Um, I I recently heard Eric Sprott saying um, that it's actually starting to look like you could have $200 silver next year.
See, that's what I was thinking. Maybe 100, 150, or something like that. And then I hooked into that stream for the silver guy, and he is with, and he's a salesman for that silver company, and he's come in and he said, this is what we're predicting, or what I'm predicting, and give out this chart." And I'm just like, that's just Miles Franklin. I mean, they're a pretty conservative company up in Michigan, and so they when he was saying that, I just kind of like, what the heck, That's just incredible. Yeah, nickel. Yeah, I tell you what, I was thinking, yeah, that would put me over the top. Yes, it would. Buy my own airline. There you go.
I don't know how long you can show videos without someone else's permission, but that video I put in private chat, it's about that Prolovisky thing, and they say they're twice as efficient as the solar panels we have now, but it says it within the first 30 seconds if you want to show that.
Let's just see here. Um, okay, so Silvershire dropped down for a second, and Silvershire's back. And you're saying you want me to share that video?
I'm saying if you're okay with showing it, the first 30 seconds is all you got to show, and it pretty much tells you about that. It goes into more detail, but I don't want you to get a strike for showing other people's stuff, and I don't know what you can and cannot show. But I think you can show like a couple of seconds and talk about it and not get a strike if you show other people's stuff. But I don't know how their rules work.
Okay, so everyone on the panel, if you could just mute for a minute, and we'll let this play. There's no audio on that? What's up with that?
I didn't hear audio. I don't know about anyone else.
I didn't hear any audio either, but I copied and pasted that link, and I've got it in my regular email now, so I can I'll come back to it and listen to it. It
It's an awesome technology. It's part of the new tech that's going to be rolling out. That's going to totally change a lot of things that people are looking at now as a strategy are totally going to shift once this other technology comes out. Oh, and by the way, the building there that's got in the center of that picture, that turned out to be a 71 story in downtown San Francisco.
71 stories, huh? Wow.
And to tell the future, just to the right of that picture, there's going to be an 81 story Trump Tower put in the near future there.
A new Trump Tower. So we're talking about downtown New York.
I would think so.
No, downtown San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco. Oh, they're letting Trump build in San Francisco. That's incredible.
Jose, it's a funny thing. 9 years ago, I was working that area because I was working on 57 story, and they had taken over a CVS that was on the corner, caddy corner from that 71 story building, and they had already purchased the land on either side of the corner to where they had like 1/3 of the block, and they had tore everything down and started driving footings down to bedrock, and then it stopped. And when that happens, the economy goes bad. As an iron worker, I've been an iron worker for 35 years. That's a sure sign the economy's going bad. And I've just been waiting for it to get the economy to pick back up for him to restart that building. But it's already in the works. It's just as soon as the economy picks back up, they're going to start building it.
Yeah, there's got to be a ton of infrastructure work that's got to be done soon too.
Get your TWIC card. You want work. There's so much money flowing in right now for shipbuilding, port infrastructure redoing. The TWIC card is a security card. It takes like 2 to 3 months to get. But if you want a job working at any port or any shipbuilding factory, you need that TWIC card. It's a transportation worker identification card. And it's like a background check. Make sure you're like not some crazy person that will blow up our ships as we're getting built or stuff like that. But if you have that card, you'll be the first one to get a job. That I know of, there's over $1 trillion that have already funneling in to go to retrofit all of our ports and start building American ships again, steel ones, big ones.
Right on. Hey, welcome in Stocker Factor and Basamio and everyone else I missed. Sorry, Rocky, go ahead.
Oh no, that's all right. Was that going on in Canada or is that in the United States?
Oh, that's happening in the United States. It's the Shipbuilding Act that got passed. And again, I've done videos on this. And Korea is giving or already gave $500 billion specifically for our port infrastructure for import exports. And they've already stated that they're going to revamp all of our vital infrastructure for ports because that hasn't been done, and our secondary fleet, which is the civilian fleet, which acts as a military fleet in time of war, is short about 250 boats of 1,000 meters or 1,000 foot or longer. So because of national security reasons, we have to build about 250 1,000 foot plus boats. Plus, the Navy has just got another contract for a new warboat they're building in Pascagoula, and they're going to build like 13 or 14 of them. So there's going to be a lot of shipbuilding work coming up for all kinds, transporting of materials, pipe fitters, electricians, welders, steel workers, carpenters, laborers. There's going to be crap loads of work, and every one of you will need a TWIC card.
Wow. So that's really good to see that kind of work. Now, what bothers me of these foreign countries investing into our infrastructure like that? Will they own that infrastructure, or they?
They will get a percentage of the profit margin, and also we will kind of sort of by them doing that guarantee that they won't have an economic war against us, because they will lose money. Because what we're experiencing right now is an economic war, among other things, with China and a few other countries, and that's what's kind of screwing things up. It's not like a regular war; it's a high tech. It's like World War III, but not in the physical sense. It's
Right,
it's
right.
it's an economic sense war. And if you can wrap your head around that and then look at what's going on, you'll be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And that's kind of sort of what's happening. And there are other things going along with that, because countries will jump on board and help and whatever. But that's basically what I see going on right now.
See that's exactly what with China. The Optim is it Optimum? I can't remember if that was the name of it, but it was a critical mineral to manufacture for hardening steel, and they China has stopped that, and there is other metals that we need that China has stopped. So all these politicians or business people have really hurt the United States for trusting on China. China's, you know, they're not the person that you want to put full trust in, especially like not long ago, a tungsten mine was opened up so we can have our own tungsten uh, here in the United States. And I was shocked that we don't have, any infrastructure for titanium, because titanium was used for military use and stuff like that. I was shocked.
Yeah, our whole economy is changing. The whole world's economy is changing. I just did a video a couple of days ago about how Zimbabwe is giving companies 3 years to sell up to 75, or at least 75% of their companies to Zimbabweans. So that way they're taking more control of their own country's economy and not leaving it in foreign companies' hands. And also, if you know anything about economics, if you keep the resources or the money of the resources that are mined inside the country, your country's peoples are going to be wealthier. If it's done the other way, your country's going to stay poor. So Zimbabwe is actually starting to take charge of their business and of where their corruption is happening, to where they're not enriching their people from the minerals and stuff coming from their lands. Chile just did the same thing by voting in a conservative instead of a communist party member. Malay got voted in Argentina. Now we got Trump up here. So I think the same thing's happening around the world, where countries are looking to secure their own, as much as possible, off of their own land, their own resources, or make good trade agreements right now to secure the ones that they don't have on their land.
See, it's really crazy how what is going on in the United States about the average worker. I'm a mechanic, and you're in steel mills and stuff like that, and we've been busy taking care of our retirement, our making money and stuff like that. And while we have been sold down the road, and that really upsets me, of our future.
That's been I could give a demonstration over my lifetime of how iron workers lost control of our own industry, and the insurance industry now runs us. And that started probably a few years, well, probably around the same time I got into ironwork back in '93, because we didn't have really that good of safety back then, and the ironworkers ran the job, and that's why I liked the work. And I became a lead connector, because if you were throwing up steel, you were making money. So the contractor and the superintendent wanted you to keep working, so you kind of sort of ran things. And now it's not like that. It's all about safety and insurance companies and their rules and regulations to be put on us. And they've never built a building in their life, so it kind of screws up the whole building industry with their safety rules. It's really asinine. Like fall protection, they make us wear these harnesses. Everyone thinks these harnesses are safe, but if you look at the math of the harness, you have to fall more than 22 foot to be safe from with a harness with a fall. But yet every job says, "Oh, tie off at 6 foot." It's like, well,
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right
it's
back.
also been proven that if you fall from 6 foot and you have all this extra gear on, you stand a better chance of getting hurt. So it's like insurance companies are screwing up every industry they get control of. And I've seen them get a hold of the metal or the iron business, and they have totally ruined it for the manpower.
See, that's just any industry they get in there. So they're trying to look at their bottom line to make it better, so they're not paying out. And
Yeah, it's greed based.
exactly,
And
exactly.
it has nothing to do with safety. It has everything to do with profit margin.
Yep, that's what it's all about.
And I've been arguing that for 30 years, and I've always got the wrong end of it. But I'm seriously going to be early retiring. I'm going to take a hit, but I'm going to early retire next year because I so can't stand this industry no more the way it was going. I really can't.
I'm with you, Neil. I'm a mechanic for an airline, and that's what I'm looking at next year. Is adios amigo.
Yep. Let these other guys open up a job for someone new. I'm down.
Yep. And it just they the FAA's put so many regs on us that you wouldn't believe.
Man,
And
they tie your hands. They
yes,
tell you to go out there and fight. You're like, excuse me?
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Government overreach.
I just did a video the other day where our whole from 1971 till now, our whole economic growth has been only government growth. It hasn't really been driven by private industry. It's only been government growth because in 1971 we had thereabouts about 50 three-letter agencies, which means we had a smaller government workforce. But now we have 450 agencies. So do the dynamics and math on what happens to an economy when you increase the expenditures on the taxpayer's expense of having new federal employees that have great wages, healthcare, retirement. I mean, look at the taxpayer expense every time they grew the economy.
Yep.
I mean, it made it look good, but the long-term pain, well, now we're coming up to that long-term pain. And that's how I knew that we were going to have a change in the economy. And that's where I think Trump did a speech the other day where he said, unemployment's at 4.5%. But if you look at it, all of that 4.5% is government employees that got released. And if you look at private industry month over month, private industry growth is a positive employment numbers. And the negative employment numbers right now are due to the government shedding off, like Trump says, we don't need 10 people doing one job. And that sounds bad and you can hate him and whatnot. But if you look at your paycheck and you realize that it's going to have to pay 10 people to do the same job.
Yep, exactly.
Every bit of your paycheck that you're not getting is going to 10 people doing the same freaking job. And as soon as you wrap your head around the logic of that, you'll appreciate what's happening.
I agree with you 100%.
Well, we've had so many overlapping agencies, rules, and regulations. It's impossible to step outside without breaking 450 agencies. All of them supposedly have their own rules and regulations to regulate us and tax us and whatever us. I mean, how the hell do you think we're free with that many agencies in charge of us? Yeah, I'd like to see it go back down to about 50.
And the cost that they have to pass on to do it.
That means we keep getting more taxes we have to pay to cover it.
Yeah.
And if we go to private industry growth, you were stating earlier about how private industry is taking over and how Korea would affect that $500 billion investment. Well, that's part of the change up of our government. And that's why I think by the end of 2026, we might be able to have a balanced budget assigned because we're and it's happened with NASA too. NASA's not expending any money on an new international space station, but yet one of the founders of Ripple, who sold out and became got 2.2 billion, Bezos and one other guy. So there's 3 billionaires building private space stations so that they can rent out the space and gain money from countries renting out their space stations to these countries. So it saves NASA budget from operating a space station, yet and it's cheaper for NASA to rent because they'll only have to rent when they need it and not keep it up there full time. So if our government switches over and turns things over to more of a private industry, not everything by no means, but more things over to private industry, it actually, because of the way they've ran it for the past 50 years, it actually is cheaper to do that. Now, in reality, Would that be the way to do it? No, but it hasn't been run right in the past 50 years. And one way to fix it is to allow private industry to take over. But that's also a bad step. In about 10 years, we'll see what the bad step of that is if it's not run right.
Exactly.
Then private industries will start getting greedy and start charging too much, and then we'll have corporate wars. So there's a rough road that we could go down from this route, and hopefully smarter people are out there making sure that doesn't happen. But there's a possibility of that. But right now, it's cheaper for we the people to pay less taxes, so we have more money in our paychecks. And one way to do that is cut government expenditures. And one way the government does that is they fire a lot of people and turn over a lot of things that they are paying to upkeep over to private industry. And private industry finds a way to make it profitable to where if it gets out of line, in 10 or 20, 30 years, the government can take it over at a more profitable manner. They've been trying to do that to the post office for past 15 years, but there's been elements in our government that have been making rules and regulations on the post office, making them seem inefficient as hell.
Oh
But
my God, yeah.
that is by design, because
Yep.
they want to get rid of the post office and make it a private one, so that way federal money doesn't go to it.
Yep, exactly. I want to say hi to Nickel. I haven't figured out how to make a chat there into the chat, so I haven't figured that out. But hi, Barbara, and hi, Nickel. And no, I'm not going to work for the Chinese, Nickel. So there you go.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody in here. Yeah, there
I'm going to
should
have
be
to
a
go
way.
to bed anyway. I got. Sorry, JM. I'm gonna have to leave out of here. I want to say Neil, good night, and JM, good night. Thank you for having me on here tonight, and we will see y'all later and talk to you later. And thanks for having me up.
It was nice
Thanks, Rob.
speaking with you.
Hey, you're welcome. Y'all take care. Enjoy yourselves.
Hey, and if any of my moderators here can drop Rocky's link in the chat, I'll be impressed because his channel's a tough one to find. Right? But I'll give you a hint. It's at Rocky Superstar 1, the number 1. That'll help
And
you find
it is tough. And you know what? I think YouTube has done that purposely to make it tough. Ever since they got that spike, they just kicked my tail. So, all right. Well, I'm getting out of here, and we'll see y'all later. And thank you so much, JM. You take care.
You two have a good week.
All right. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, so it's actually, we've got silver cooling off here a little bit. It looks like the highest we got to was 69.45. 69.45, and right now it's 69.21. It's really not a whole lot of a cool off, though, is it? Like, pulls back a little bit, and then it just, like someone said earlier, bunny rabbit now.
Well, if you go back to a smaller time scale to make that last little inch bigger, I see a pattern there.
Mm-hmm.
In that last little inch of the two ups, there's a small bump, two reds up, small bump, two reds up, and this might be a two reds up scenario. Yeah, from there over. See how it has a small bump up, and then two reds and a big bump up, two reds, another big bump up. Now it might be two reds and another big bump up.
Yeah, it's weird how it's it's weird and cool when you get the different time frames. You can see different patterns, for sure.
Yeah, I just normally I don't know, man. I'm weird. I just naturally see patterns where other people don't. I'll be like, oh wow, cool, look at that, and they'll be like, huh? I'll be like, check this out, there. Oh yeah, cool.
Rocky Superstar, I think, was the first one to put his link in. There you go. Yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed to Rocky Superstar, Neil's Han Dynasty, and Silvershire. I haven't heard much from you, Silvershire, but it's good to have you up here. You're welcome to chime in anytime you like. Although I'm not hearing anything. I didn't hear any audio from you there.
I'm being quiet just in case he's saying anything.
Yeah, no, Silvershire, something happened to your audio. Your audio kicked out.
What's up, Pete and Repeat?
Yeah, I saw Pete in
$105.
there.
$105 in Australia for an ounce of silver. Their money.
It's getting close to 100 here in Canada as well. Here, we got Silvershire back. Welcome back, Silvershire. Welcome back.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear
Got
me
you
now?
now. Yep.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Now I just, yeah, I'm having connection issues, so I apologize, but I appreciate you having me up here. So I'll just sit back in the back and watch this silver skyrocket. So appreciate
Nice.
you guys.
Okay, right on. Yeah, it's good to have you here. Yeah, I've seen Silvershire in a bunch of different precious metals channels and chats over the last quite some time. Always good to see Silvershire. So look at this. It's actually taken a little bit of a break here. We'll go into the short term and see. It's still holding on to. Oh no, it's not. It broke below 69. It actually broke below 69.
Yeah, but that long wick in the red has meaning. I don't remember what it is right off the top of my head, but it has a significant meaning.
Is it like a head fake or something like that? Flash
Don't quote
crash?
me because I don't recall right now, but no, it, it like establishment of bottom or something like that. But don't quote me on that. But there's significance to that long wick. You see how it's getting less long? Now it's more long. It's
Yep.
like the bulls are fighting the bears, and that red line is a meaningful thing. But I think the longer the red line, the more up it'll go, or something like that. But I'm not an expert in charts.
I just got a text. I'm just replying to it. I would have some music going in the background, but I noticed on the last live stream with these audio settings, when I had music playing, it totally messed up the audio. So the only way I could do that nicely is have I'd have to switch my audio settings and have everybody else mute, which would kind of suck. Um, but you were here right at the beginning of this live stream, Neil. How was the music coming through? Could you hear it at the very beginning? Hey, 710. Good to see you.
Yeah, I could hear it in the background.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, another thing I was just thinking about that Pravinsky solar panel you were showing him bend it. It's actually a flexible thing for
Hmm.
breakage reasons like hailstorms and stuff. You don't have to replace the whole panel if it gets a little scratch on it. You only replace part of it. There's a lot of beneficial things to a lot of beneficial things to that new solar system.
Hey, we've got pretty consistently approximately 50 people in here for the last while. I think I'm going to do a
Nice.
poll question. So I'm going to do a poll question, and it's going to be like regarding these charts. And there's so much more to precious metals than just charts, but to me, it's kind of fun to show it so you can see it in real time, minute by minute. But so the poll question is going to be related to the candles. Like, do you prefer watching the really short-term candles or the long-term candles? Um, so it's going to show up here soon.
How are you going to phrase that? Because I'm not sure I understand that.
Oh, because it's got to be a yes or no thing.
Yep.
Um, okay, so it's just going to be, do you prefer candles set to short time periods? And then you can say yes, no, or variety. Oh, and I'll add in I don't like charts as well for anyone that doesn't like them. Let's see how we do on it. Do you prefer candles set to short time frames, meaning like 1 to 5 minutes? Yes or no? If you do, then we'll see. And if you don't, then that means you prefer them like 15 minutes to like daily or weekly, longer term. Hey, Lori. Lori says confirmation would have a green candle next. And Lori likes a variety of candles.
I like the aroma scented candles myself, but I don't think they go on charts.
And you know, some people prefer just the line too.
I'm more of a tiger guy.
But they're both in the cat family. There's the line. I prefer looking at candles than the straight line because it's easier to really see each time frame.
It
So some
gives
people
more
even,
information.
yeah, they'll put markers in there. But I think we'll stick with just these candles here.
Yeah, candles give more real time information, in my opinion, visually real time information.
Yeah. And for anyone that wants to know, usually when I'm showing the charts, like I don't do a whole lot of analysis verbally, but I do a fair amount in my own head. But I also try to keep the time frame up here in the top. You should be able to see there. So right now it's set to 5 minutes. Right now the poll says 11% prefer candles set to short time periods. 22% said no, which would mean long time periods. 40% said variety, and 20% said don't like charts.
Boo those
That's
people out.
that's the initial. Well, I like the fundamentals too, and for anyone that's not subscribed, you should check out Sprott Money. I was actually thinking of sharing that video. Eric Sprott and Craig Hemke had a really good. It was almost an hour-long conversation about the precious metals, and really, really, really good information in there. And that's coming from a billionaire. There was zero charts in that at all.
Good call, Lori. You made the call before it did what it's doing right now. That's a very good call.
Yeah. So based on that, I think that Neil probably has just as much experience as I do with chart analysis, maybe more. What would you say, Neil, at this point, considering the poll question and where we're at and the information Lori's putting in the chat? Would you just leave it at 5 minute candles, or would you start swapping it around and checking that out?
I
On other
actually
time
like
frames.
where it's at right now, personally.
Okay.
Get more real time information. And
Yeah, it's
if you go with like 1 minute, you're getting too much information. So 5 minutes is a reasonable time frame to absorb the information.
draw a line. You can see it lines up with earlier candle formations. See, I'm seeing a bunch in there. That kind of looks like a best fit curve somewhere around there.
Well, you don't do the best fit. You go from like last high to last high
Yeah.
kind of thing, and that's really not a line right now. I think she was thinking more horizontal line, because where that little bubble is, if you go directly left, you see a lot of a lot of stagnation at a certain dollar amount, which would lead me to believe that these
Oh,
two
in here.
lines would be a bottom. And is that possibly what you're seeing? Yeah, see the support line. Yeah, I think that's what she's talking about. Is it like
Gotcha.
68.5 would, or somewhere maybe 68.55 or something like that? It's like a new bottom somewhere around there. Because if you take the line horizontally across that way, you'll see other bottoms, or that would, from the last time it gave several bottoms that line up to it.
Okay.
Yeah, what does that mean? A lot of sellers if it's red, Rubber City Rebel? He's looking at the three red candles at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
They correlate with a lower price. I believe that means there's sellers, more sellers than buyers, maybe. I'm not sure. See, now they're overlapped. There you go.
We've right in, folks. For anyone that's just joining us, we've got 5-minute candles going on. And so it's going back from approximately 8 p.m. Eastern until now. Yeah.
I'm going to ask Lori and Rubber City Rebel, since they seem to know about charts. With those three big red candles at the bottom before the green candle where the Z is, would that indicate some sort of like a shorts coming in or something like that? Because that volume is totally different from all the other candles to the left of that. Significantly, the closer up, even in that form, you can see those red candles there are like it's out of rhythm, like something happened.
Okay, so this is going back to December 19th now. From December 19th until this very minute.
What's up, Tiggs?
Hey, Tiggs. Alan says the volume's probably an algorithm, like algorithmic buying or an increase in high-frequency trading.
Okay, right on. Like I said, I'm not too hip on charts. I have a long time ago I learned about them, but that was a long time ago.
Well, that was enough to knock it back down below 69.
I'm looking at that. I think 66 is a good spot to look for a fucking bottom.
I am going to put us out on a much longer time frame for the people that in the poll said they prefer a longer time view.
See, that doesn't tell you nothing.
This goes back to the beginning of the year. So this is a 1-year chart on the daily.
I wouldn't trade off that chart.
No, and when it comes to precious metals, I don't really do a whole lot of trading other than I have had a significant bias towards the gold-silver ratio.
See, that's what I thought, Lori. It's a short covering.
Yeah, we should almost see if it's in backwardation right now.
And Rubber said that. I'm sorry. Give you credit too, Rubber. Yeah, big sellers. Yeah, okay. So it is what I thought. Okay.
That'll be institutional money when it's big volumes in a short period of time like that.
That'd be a JP Morgan move, bro. If it was crypto and you had wallets, you'd be able to find out who bought.
Okay, so we're on the daily here. We'll bring it back to the short term because last time I looked at the poll, most people preferred the short term. We'll put it back on 5-minute candles again.
See, now that green's more accurate.
But this is what I've been seeing is it's like 2 or 3 steps up, 1 step back, 2 or 3 up, 1 back. for the
What
last
bothers me is those candles, those
year.
3 red candles at the bottom. And what's positive is the effect that it had at the top. It didn't drive it down past 68.5. And
Hey,
that's what
Liquid Electrum. Good to
leads
see
me to
you.
believe if you put those two together, and both Lori and another gentleman can validate this, that would, to me, make it look like 68.5 is a new bottom. Not that it hasn't made several, but this would be the newest bottom. There you go. It's the newest bottom.
Okay, so if this becomes a fairly popular thing, I may actually buy a subscription to this. It may be worthwhile not having those pop-ups coming in all the time.
Oh, it's quite a rate. Save your money.
I'd rather save my money. But let's go really short term for the people that like that. Here, we'll put it on 1 minute
You got it.
for a bit so you can really see the volume. I'd like those prices. There we go.
I was about to say, get those two to separate. Yeah, the volume and the chart both kicking together.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at the down on this one. So this is 1 minute. So in 1 minute, they got it from 69 down to
68.5.
Yeah, in 1 minute, 50-cent hit.
That's a little bit. That's a little bit more volatility that I believe I was talking about here earlier. That's the volatility I'd like to see in the precious metals bull market on an upward run in a very short time period, a large swing. That's what, $3, $2, $1.50 something.
Yeah,
I'd like to see $4 swings and then maybe $7 or $8 swings.
Well, I expect to see a good 20% flash crash at some point. It's just a question of how long it, like, in a lot of ways, it feels and looks like they're kind of letting it go. Hey, Andy, good to see you. We're just checking out silver prices busting through historic all-time highs. We've had a little bit of correction here in the last 10 or 15 minutes, but it's still running strong.
Yeah, no, it's probably going to stay above 68.5.
Yeah, Lori, that's heavy duty push down on that. Massive volumes in a very short period of time. I don't know what this ticks is. Like, is that, it says 763 ticks. Is that contracts?
Where are you looking?
When I scroll here on the top left, right under where it says silver US dollar, it says volume ticks 760.
Okay.
And when I scroll to the right, it's in red and it's 658. They switched the terminology on that. But to me, I always thought the number that it showed up there was contracts.
Buyers to sellers.
That's a huge, trading volume. The number of contracts is what I think.
Yeah, buyers to sellers.
Yeah. We'll go back out. We'll do 1 hour. We've got 1 hour candles here now, folks.
Now it looks bad on the 1 hour.
This is going back to December 17th till now. Just a couple trading days.
And actually, on that chart, I'd say probably like 66.5 would be a good bottom. Since it's what an hourly, you said?
Just hold on. Yeah, it's 1 hour. Right here, you should see that right at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Medium left, 1 hour.
Yeah, so over a 2 hour time period, that's pretty good. It's 66.5 being bottom, but then it went up from there and established a new bottom. And that's cool. That shows volatility. And a good volatility.
Okay, so now for
upward volatility. Establishing two lows in the same day, each one higher than the other. That's a positive sign.
Yeah, this is still very, very short term, folks. Let's take a look at it on 1 month candles.
Yeah, that doesn't show none of the negative in the past couple months.
But what it does is this is going back now to 19. I'm going to have it go back to 1965. And so that basically shows you what's happened with the silver price ever since they stopped putting silver in the coinage.
That and manipulation is what it shows you. Back in 1978, that was total manipulation. That was the Hunt brother incident. So that spike up in 1978 shouldn't be there.
Yeah, a lot of people disregard that.
Yeah, you kind of sort of have to.
And they say it's not
But
relevant.
then again, you gotta hope that no one else is doing the same thing to drive it up right now, because it looks about the same.
Yeah. Okay, so I've switched this back to 1 hour candles now. This
Can
is
you do
zooming.
Can you get an inflation adjusted silver chart from, like, say, the beginning of time till now? Is that a possible chart to be had? I don't even know if one exists.
I think so.
That would be nice to see where silver's actually at with the inflation adjustments from whatever perspective whoever programmed it to give the number would say it to be.
Right.
If there's manipulation, they probably got it to that point as well. Because when I did the numbers, I found that it was about 230 or 235 is what silver should be at for an all-time high to match the 1981 all-time high of $51.
Macro trends used to have that. Laurie says most professional traders focus on daily.
Yeah, that gives the
4 hour, 30-minute, 5-minute drawing support and resistance lines, etc. So Laurie, is pretty knowledgeable on this. I like using the 50-day and 200-day moving averages as well, just for looking for timing, for buying and for selling when it comes time for that.
And this is interesting. I actually look at what the government's doing for all of my calls, and all but 2 calls are up and are up significant that I've made for the past 3.5 years for stock picks. Not a one of them was based off of charts. It had to be based off of government information that was coming out.
Yeah, and I saw a comment in there saying, "Look at that 5-year chart. This is actually not a chart. This is just going back to like November. This is like a 2-month chart right here." But I will actually, since we've got that in there, I'm going to zoom this out to 5 years.
Oh,
which would be back to 2020, right?
Yeah.
Which is actually that's a good point to cherry pick, because it went so low in 2020, right? Went down to like $11.
I like that saying, Lori.
An ounce. To be fair, we should take that out of there. There you go. That's a 5-year chart, approximately.
Yeah. So it's gone from about an average of 25 for 4.5 of those years, and then it really started to take off. And the bull runs for precious metals last for 10 years. So if you look at gold, it says gold's on like the 6th or 7th year of the run, which means we got like 3 or 4 more years, probably 3 more years of the bull run for precious metals, which will put us at 2029. That's when you'll probably
Yep.
hit all-time highs. That's why I'm interested in other stuff before silver. Yeah, it is going up, but it takes so long to get there. You can jump in mid next summer and still double or triple your money if you hold on to it. You're not gonna have, what do they call it? It's the psychological bragging rights. Oh, I got in at 17 and it's at 300 now. Okay, yeah, well, I got in at 100 and it's 300, so I'm still doing pretty damn good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's the psychology that comes in. That's why I don't like involving feelings in investing, because it'll drive you off your goal of making money. So even if you buy at 100, if it goes up to 200, hey, you just made $100. So what if you didn't make $180? You made 100. It's still a win.
Mhm.
That's why I like Ninja, because then he says you take your original, at a certain point in time, you take your original investment back out and let the rest run depending on what your feelings are in the market. But you pull your original investment out. So psychologically, you can feel better. If it hits and goes bad, you say, hey, that was profit. That wasn't the money I worked for and stuck in there, you know? And you usually take profit along with your original investment. So you can say, hey, you know, I got 3%, I won, and then it went to trash. Or it kept going up, and then you do it again in a month or two. It's people have, not a lot of people have the right strategy, in my opinion. They allow feelings to divert them from what they could be gaining.
So, and I highlighted Denim's comment, um, and I kind of see that too. You're kind of in
Price
quotes
discovery.
uncharted territory.
Yeah, price discovery.
Yeah, so I don't give a whole lot of weighting to charts. I give a lot more weighting to the fundamentals and what's happening around us. But yeah, the charts are a great way of looking at what's happened and what's
They're
happening right
past tense.
now.
As soon as you see the chart, it already happened. The way I look at it, and Trump just did this, and I don't care if you love him, hate him, it doesn't matter. We're talking money here. He just did an executive order to decriminalize marijuana from a class 1 to a class 3, which makes it not a felony but a misdemeanor. And it allows money to flow into those industries for investments, for research and development. And I've been talking about it for over a year. So you might want to pre-invest and look into any medical or industrial marijuana stocks, because they will probably kick off, because there's going to be billions of dollars funneling into that industry, and that's going to drive up the market cap. So as the water rises, all the stocks in that market cap will rise, and they're fixing to get a lot of money thrown into that asset class.
Thanks for your input, Alan. I've actually switched this to 3-minute candles just for you. Good to see Alan in here.
You see that long ass wick right after the 30, before you get to the 1 that I mentioned was significant.
Right
That
there.
one?
Yeah.
No, the red one, the long wick off of the red candle. The long red candle has a real long wick. I mentioned it was significant.
Yep.
It hasn't gone below that, so it was significant. It was an indicator of a new bottom, because then you see that green line starts the same spot. I used to be good at this stuff. I gave it up a long time ago. So it's kind of going through my memory, trying to see what I do recall and don't recall. You do a Fibonacci?
No.
That's it if you want to get really detailed.
That's what you mean right there, right?
That red, well, yeah, that red wick at the bottom of the long red candle that is inside the center of that circle you have, yes.
Okay.
What the heck are you doing, man? You gonna drop a bomb?
Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? Whether do you think they'll like this song?
That looks like a glass ceiling right there, 68.9.
Let's see.
Yep, 68.9 is the glass ceiling. Lori, I like the way you're talking. I actually stacked a lot of it this year. Grew it, so I didn't have to pay for it. So I'm really looking good on that one.
I think it's going to bust right back through. I think, like, I'm on Eastern time here, so it's about a little after 1 in the morning. But I think when I get up tomorrow morning, it's going to be in the 70s. And I do have to flake out probably in the next half hour or so. Hey, Liquid
You're,
Electrum, good to see you.
you're a flake.
Flake this.
Flake you, buddy. Use that word. That way you'll never say you. I used to use the word. It was in Farscape. They had a word that they used, frel, and it was supposed to have been a replacement for the word fuck, for unlawful cardinal knowledge. So we say. I used to use that word, but no one got what it was because they never watched sci-fi.
It looks to me on this chart like that support has been established now.
And the glass ceiling is about to be broke.
Almost like 68.50 is, the line that's being held by those that are buying. They're saying we'll buy at anything above or anything below 68.50. And as soon as it starts approaching that, it looks to me like the buyers are coming in. I'm going to put it on 1 minute candles here now, just so we can pick that apart a little bit more.
6 minutes, 5 minutes in a row, it was going up. As soon as you went to it, it went red. I blame you.
Yeah. If it comes back up here to back above 69, I think we might actually see 70 in the next hour.
We could see it in the next 5 minutes, bro.
It's possible, but just this volume of selling that came in.
Yeah, they already jumped. Now it's going to get back on its rhythm. What was its rhythm? Upward. Look at its rhythm now.
Actually, it was kind of sideways. Look here.
And then it dropped, then it went up. Now it dropped, went up, dropped.
It was sideways right
up.
here. Right there.
For a very short period of time.
Yep, but it's like indecisiveness, right? And then it's almost like the sellers came in, took advantage of that weakness. But they did. They got it down about $1, almost $1.
Also, a lot of contracts being signed that are not showing that caused this to go up and down too, that they know about to make this chart that we don't know about. I mean, or excuse me, there's a lot of things that are making this chart that we don't know about.
Like magic? Could it be magic?
And that's what I was talking about. I know of a few mines that, because of the micro nuclear reactors, there's in the north part of Canada, there is no roads up there. And the cost of building a road and putting lines, electrical lines in a couple 100 miles to get to a valley that's got ideal minerals in it to mine is a lot of money. If you just have to put the road in with not those electric lines, you probably just save 75% of putting that road in. And it makes it more feasible to put that road in. If at the end of that road you have a micro nuclear reactor and you can start your mining company. I think the technology of micro nuclear reactors are going to explode. Northern region in America, North America, it's going to explode mining. And well, I have an insider tip on that too. A friend of mine who's passed away, his son was up in Canada for 10 years, and all he was doing was explorations. He worked for an exploration company, and then they flew him in to do exploration, which means there was no roads. And I always question why they would want that. If there was no roads, why would they want to do the testing? And then I thought more long term. And I was like, oh, okay. So they want to know where it's at. So when the technology comes around for them to be able to have electricity there without the lines, they'll have and own the land real cheap and be able to open up that silver mine. And that's actually what's happening. So there's going to be a lot of mineral mines opening up in northern Canada as soon as the Air Force Base in Alaska gets delivery of the first micro nuclear reactor, and there's a successful couple months of its integration. You're going to see a lot of mines saying, yeah, they're going to put out papers. Yeah, we're going to open up in here, or wherever northern Canada where no one lives and they can't get to because it's like 20 foot of snow year round. That's where they're going to be mining.
And there's tons of really small communities, like populations of 1 or 200, populations of 3 or 400, all over the place up north.
And those will be boom towns. Those will be boom towns, just like in 1849 California. You're going to have boom towns popping up.
The electricity can be really sketchy. So I can see what you're saying, Neil. Like if they can come in with a couple of these mobile, I like calling, I know you call them modular. I like calling them mobile nuclear reactors, and they can drop them in there.
Yep. Yeah. And hook it up to an infrastructure and power that infrastructure.
Yeah. And so when they show up at a community with a couple hundred people in there, they're like, yeah, hold my coffee because
That's it. We'll give you power year round and jobs. You just allow us to put this here in mine. And they'll be like,
thousands of times as many people that are there, right? One of those little modular reactors can power what, a town of 500,000?
It's up to 60 megawatts. As little as 1 megawatt up to 60 megawatts. After that, it goes up to a small modular reactor size, which is a larger operation to get that kind of power. The mobile ones can only get you up to a max of, I think, 60 megawatts of power. So that would be, I think, 60,000 households.
Okay, so I was way optimistic there, but that's still pretty impressive.
Well, if you've only got a couple hundred there, yeah. You could power a mine and that town and allow them to have heat throughout the winter and have a changed life.
Yep.
You give them free power and open up a general store for them and all kinds of, and your own guys. Again, it's going to be like the land barons and the railroad barons opening up towns. It's going to be like that, but it's going to be 21st century. The companies that open up there, they'll have their own facilities for medical, local, not no surgical, but local. They'll open up local stores like that. They'll open up local grocery stores, stores to buy goods at, and it'll all be company stores. And with this new cryptocurrency coming out, you'll have those companies working their own company cryptocurrency, actually making money off of paying people and using their own cryptocurrency in an isolated area where that would be ideal conditions to do exactly what I'm talking about. So crypto will take off because the use case of it for the areas that we're talking about will help in its use case being accepted. Not that it'll replace the physical dollar bill, but it'll help acceptance. And it's not going to replace the physical bill, but it will help people accept that it's real. Yeah, it's going to be cool. What's going to happen.
So Lori just brought up something that's thrown around a lot, and it's right. The Tomahawk missiles. There's like a plethora of industrial applications, tons of military applications for silver, but the actual fact on the weight of silver that's being used in a typical Tomahawk missile is very difficult to confirm. I've heard anything from 50 grams to 500 ounces.
Probably more like 50 grams. With the sophisticated computer systems, if you have to put that much silver, you got to look at what kind of computer systems are out there and what they use. Because the only part of the silver they're going to use for a Tomahawk missile is not the explosiveness. So they're not going to put 500 pounds in it. It's going to be for the electronic components. So
hold on, battery is the other thing I heard.
Okay, a battery, you're looking at maybe a kilo, maybe, because they're not looking for long term on these things. It's going to blow up within an hour of them using it, so they can leave all operations off, have it hooked up to ground power till then, so the battery won't have to last that long. So you're looking at maybe a kilo per max, including battery and electronics, and that's overkill on the battery weight. But yeah, I mean, just looking at it logically, what other computer systems, what other batteries you use, and yeah, there are batteries that have more, but those are cars that go 400 miles. So that battery's not going to be powering that engine. It's going to be powering whatever small unit for a limited amount of time. Our government's not totally wasteful, and they are limited fraudulent, but and limited wasteful. But in things like that, they're not going to. Unless they're hiding it for a black ops operation and saying, yeah, no, it's going to take 500 ounces of silver, and they're using like 450, 500, 475 silver to funnel money into a black op operation. I could see that hitting the papers and people saying, yeah, it takes this much, because that's how much they're showing it takes. But in reality, it doesn't take that much. It can't. There's no computer system out there or battery system out there for such a small unit that takes so much silver.
The data centers are going to be sucking a lot. The Samsung solid state batteries will be sucking a lot up. Lori, I think that the whole thing about China is going to stop selling their silver out of their own country. I've heard that as well. But I've also heard people saying that China's dumping their silver, which I think is BS.
Well, that if they are the first one, you said, hoarding their silver and not selling it, that would only make it more logical for the new solar power system, the Provisky system, to replace the solar panels on roofs now and out in all these fields, because you could recover 20 grams of silver per solar panel. That's a shitload. If you know how many, there's tens of millions of solar panels in America. If you replace them, find a company that wants to replace them for free with a higher energy efficient system, replaces it for free, they could get all their money off the silver out of those old solar panels they're pulling out, and that would add tens of thousands of ounces to the recycle part of the industry, and that would boost the numbers of how much silver is out there temporarily until the new mines get opened up. And that could cover the use case of silver need and give it a short squeeze until the new mines open up. I could see something.
Yeah, and if you think about how, and Lori's touching on this too, but 50 years ago, one of the top industrial industries that were demanding silver was photography. So when you look at that compared to saying, like solid state batteries, solar panels, all that, this new technology that's coming online is dwarfing photography.
Well, the Provisky solar panel, due to technology, doesn't use silver; it uses copper, and it's more efficient.
I like copper.
So that's what copper. That's gonna surprise people on these charts. You're not gonna see it, but when the Provisky solar panel comes out, copper is gonna skyrocket because its use case will have jumped up. It'll have replaced silver in an industry, and that's gonna be a big pop for copper.
I like
still a hell of a lot cheaper.
I like silver, gold, platinum, copper, nickel, and crystallized osmium. I like all of those.
People are not talking enough about platinum. You think shortages. Here's the thing: people write off in your own psychology here. Oh, platinum's used for catalytic converters, and it makes sense to you until someone explains to you that palladium can also be used to replace platinum because it's got the same, the same use cases for catalyst, for converting elements that transfer through it. And what the car industry does, so they can save money, they do yearly contracts, and they contract for the cheapest of the two metals. So like right now, today, as we speak, platinum is more expensive than palladium. So the car industries have contracted to buy palladium and put it in the catalytic converters. But no one tells you that stuff. See, because palladium can replace platinum. So it's not like totally used for that. And that's a good thing because the use case for platinum in the new engine designs that are coming out is going to be astronomical. And we are actually going to need to find platinum from another source on this planet very, very soon, or we're going to have a big problem with technology. And silver is not going to be the problem. It's going to be lack of platinum. And by the way, there's about 1 million people out there. What are you guys doing? Quit it. Sorry, my cats. There's about 1 million people out there owe their lives to platinum because it's used in pacemakers.
Landon is saying that micronuclear reactors are 5 years out. I kind of thought some of them were actually already deployed.
Actually, they're not
Is it
5 years out.
still
They're
time
going
horizon?
to be out next year. They're not 5 years out. England's is 5 years out. Theirs is not supposed to be ready till 2032, but the Air Force is already contracted with OKLO, and OKLO has already contracted with Kiewit to build their micronuclear reactor, and the Nuclear Regulatory Agency has already given them thumbs up to do that. I haven't got any further information, but Kiewit did get the contract to build the first micronuclear reactor approved from the Nuclear Regulatory Agency, and the Air Force Base in Alaska has already signed the contract to buy it. So I don't think it's 5 years out.
Okay. So what I'm doing here now, we were just showing silver quite a bit just on its own. We did this earlier in the live stream too, and I think it worked out well. We're going to compare the silver price to gold and platinum. So first we've got gold, which we'll do is this guy. And platinum. So gold is going to be the orange, platinum is the red, and silver is the blue. Line here. And I don't know, should I put it on maybe 5 minute? Let's see how they interact together. They're trading right now, so we can have a little bit of a precious metals race.
I was about to say a snail's race. Come on, red. Come on, green. Come on, blue.
Yeah. So you should be able to see that pretty clearly. XPT in red here is platinum, XAG is silver, and XAU is gold. So with that, I'm going to take a 2-minute break here, and then I'll be back. So go ahead and rant or rap on whatever you want.
Rant. Right on.
Yeah.
It looks like platinum followed exactly. Go ahead, take off. I'll take over for a while for you. It looks like platinum's chart there from those three big.
This is live. This is live by the minute charting. Very, very short term. Take it away, Neil.
Right on. Lori, I'd suggest looking at OKLO and NNE. I'm starting to look at new scale since they dropped 450%. They might be good, but I need to look at their fundamentals. I got to see what happened with them. So I can't give any advice on good advice. I don't give financial advice. I call it good advice. So that way I get around the financial stuff. But if you look at October of last year, I told people about NNE and OKLO. They were both about $20. NNE has been floating about 33 right now, and OKLO is floating around 80. So they've gone up. And OKLO actually was up to 180, but it fell back down to about 80. But they're still up it's up 400% in 1 year. And OKLO is up, I think, 50, or no, NNE is up 50%. But there is an English company hooked up with Rolls-Royce. A subscriber of mine, William, about 3 years ago, I told him about it. They've got a micronuclear reactor they were going to contract with the English government to have ready for delivery for a moon base by 2032. I told him about it, and he came on my live stream about 3 months ago, told me he's up 1,300% on that one. And those are the only micronuclear reactor companies I've given good advice on, and all three of them are up significantly in this bad market. I have also given good advice on other stocks like the medical marijuana and industrial marijuana stocks because of the the executive order Trump just signed. And I actually did a live stream and showed that the DEA and Justice Department were working on their verbiage or the wording of the law to be able to change it from a class 1 to a class 3 starting November 2024. So I knew sometime a year later they'd have all the legalities and the wording to where they could actually change the law and take it from a class 1 to a class 3. And that just happened. I think he signed it the day before yesterday. an executive order, and I was telling people that was going to happen. Again, when I look at these charts, I don't do it the way the stock people do it or the chart people do it. I look at what our government's doing. Oh, it's not too late, Lori. I look at NNE. They are branching out in 5 different sectors of the micro and macro small modular reactor sectors. And the reason why they didn't take off to over 100 like OKLO is OKLO is only focused on one sector. So NNE is building a solid foundation for long-term future growth, and they will be in the hundreds of dollars in the next couple of years. Still a great entry point with some good advice, not financial advice. But they would have been better at 20, but still real good at 33. Last I checked, they were at 33. But the medical marijuana industry, if you look at our lumber industry, I'd get out of lumber, because if you look at the lumber industry, a way to change up greenhouse gases, don't cut down no more trees. You can grow hemp. It takes 9 months to grow it, and they've already done the math, 1,600 square acres, which we have in one state in the Midwest. You can grow enough hemp that can replace the lumber usage of America. So we wouldn't have to import any lumber or cut down any trees. And imagine how much federal government money spent is saved there, but not having a Forest Service worrying about people cutting down their own trees and throwing money at those people's salaries and whatnot. And if you look at the hemp industry, hemp lumber, they've already done some experiments on in other countries, not here in America. They're twice as strong as wood, mold, mildew, and pest resistant, and more fire resistant than actual wood. So the use case of a forest that you can grow on 1,600 acres every year, which will sequestrate a lot of carbon in the 9 months that it's growing. You'll also sequestrate more carbon by not cutting down trees. And just the numbers on that alone tell me that there is no such thing as global warming man-made. Because if we stop cutting down trees and actually grow a big forest like that yearly, it helps sequestrate it. Well, not to help, it will help sequestrate carbon out of the air or all these other things out of the air, because that's what a 1,600 acre field of hemp growing yearly that you harvest, cut down, and grow another one, and you're not cutting down any trees. That changes all the dynamics of all the numbers they're using to sell us on global warming. Yeah, definitely look into it, Lori. Also, I'm looking at for the medical marijuana stocks, and this is some good advice, MJNA. It's like a third of a penny right now. But the thing that interests me about that one, and it might interest you too, Laura, if you know about stocks, the Wall Street has about a 5 year, every 5 years, if it's non-performing stock, they'll take you off of the market. They won't list you. Well, if you look at MJNA, they came in the market November 2003. Started out like $3,500 real quick, went to basically zero, and have been at zero or below zero since about, 2003. And that's a lot longer than 5 years. It's a lot longer than 10 years, a lot longer than 20 years. It makes me wonder why they're still listed if the stock market's own rules say they take them off after 5 years of non-performance. So that's the one I'm say is a good thing to throw $100 at, not a whole shitload of money. Because if it goes, they did 1,001 stock split. Its high was 3,500, but 1,001 stock split, it put its new all-time high at $3,500, and that was back in 2003. It's been like at zero for over 20. No, it's not mining. It's a medical marijuana stock, and that's Trump just signed an executive order to take marijuana off of the class 1 scheduled felony and drop it down to a class 3 misdemeanor, because in doing so, it opens up opportunity investment for bankers, pharmaceutical companies, big construction, manufacturing companies to throw money at research and development. And that's where I say, if you look at market cap, if in certain industry, billions of dollars are going to flood into that industry, every industry that feeds off that market cap will go up. Just choose wisely. I chose MJNA because it's like at 0.003. You get like 3 of them for a penny. So if it goes up to $1, you're wealthy as hell. And its all-time high will be 35, so it has potential. It's been on the stock market non-performing for 20 years when the stock market's own rules say after 5 years they pull non-performing stocks off. So there's other than stock or actually even fundamental reasons to look at that stock, in my opinion. but it hasn't done anything yet. It's still at the zero. But Trump just signed the executive order. It takes a while for billions of dollars to funnel into an asset class, but it will be funneling into that asset class because of the executive order just signed. And that's the fact. But I've been talking about it for over a year because I look at what the government's doing, not what the stocks are doing. I'll look at what the government's doing, figure out what stock's best in the industry of what the government's doing. Not just our government, other governments. This word geopolitics, I think, is the actual precursor to charts, and fundamentals and technicals are the basis of charts. And if you can see that separation, you can make a better selection of which one to focus in on. Basically, that's my perspective. Sorry, JM, I ran long for 2 minutes.
Hey, no worries. That's great. That gave me an opportunity to take a quick break. Welcome in everyone that I missed. If you haven't subscribed to Niels Han Dynasty, please do. He's a wealth of knowledge and very opinionated. Like if he disagrees with you, he's going to let you know. And but that's okay. We all learn from each other.
My perspective is unique from others.
I just wanted to be clear here for anyone that just got here. This is a short-term chart now showing gold is the orange line, silver is the blue line, and platinum, just for fun, we're adding platinum in here too, is the green line. So we can see them. And I wanted to say hi to Lewis as well. Lewis asks us, what do you think about silver minting companies like First Majestic? I love First Majestic. I think First Majestic is a great sort of I'd even say it's a mature company. It's a good one and it focuses on silver. I love First Majestic. What do you think, Neil?
I like what they're doing. I like his long-term play on the market and how it, not actually how he's playing, but his thoughts on how it should work out. I like his thoughts on it. He's a leader of the industry in his thought pattern of how to make it move and how to maximize profit from the silver. So I like him on that.
That's Keith Neumeyer, right? Keith Neumeyer.
I like his business. Was it Business Prospect? I think is what it's called.
Prospectus?
No, it's not. It's a prospect. It's a business outlook for a company, and I think it's called a prospect, or it might be prospectus. A prospect.
Could be
not prospect. Not like a prospector for gold and silver. A prospect. Spelled differently, but sounds the same.
Okay.
I'm stoned as hell right now. Don't need a vocabulary. I suck at spelling.
So I just got rid of gold and platinum, so we'll focus back on silver again here. Here's 1 hourly candles for anyone that likes them by the hour.
What's the price right now?
$68.99. We are on the precipice of 69. It just broke through. So we're back again. And I strongly believe we're going to see $70 silver within the next few hours. Unfortunately, I cannot live stream that long. But we've got such a good crew in here right now, and I've got a great panelist with me. I'm going to keep her going for about another half hour. And we'll see. I don't know if it'll hit 70 in half an hour, but it's definitely recovering from that hit that we saw earlier. Which is now center stage. It's already recovered half those losses. I think I should put it back on the dark mode. I could do a poll question on that in the future too. We'll put it back in the dark mode. I think it's getting late for almost everybody. Although I know, like Tiggs in New Zealand, it might be in the morning there. What time is it in New Zealand, Tiggs?
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Yeah, no worries. We've got this on the 1 minute candles. We've to 5 minute, so I can properly state this. So the all-time high is now 69.45 according to TradingView. They were able to knock it down to 68.52, and we're back above 69 now. This is live watching the silver price charts with JM Unleashed and Neil's Hunt Dynasty.
You can see it hit 70 within the next half hour.
Neil's in California as well, so he's probably, it's around 10:30 there in California, right?
Yeah, 10:37 according to my computer.
Yeah. And like for anyone that's new here, you may not know, I'm actually in Canada near Toronto. I'm on East Coast time. But I keep getting drawn to the West, though. Like a lot of my friends that already moved out to British Columbia and Alberta keep telling me, JM, you got to get out here, get out here.
You do.
And friends that I have in the States are saying, JM, the only way you're going to become an American citizen is you got to move west. Go to the western provinces there.
Or go to Alabama.
Tiggs, it's 7:36 at night. Okay, so it's early evening for Tiggs.
You in Hawaii, Tiggs?
New Zealand. That's what the NZ is for New Zealand. Always good to see Tiggs. And Tiggs is frequently in on word games, as well as Neil, too. For anyone that's in here watching the replay, every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern, I do a words game. It's similar to Scrabble. So that's coming online pretty soon. If you like that sort of thing, definitely check it out. Neil frequently wins on that thing.
I win frequently. I don't actually win at the game, but I win frequently.
Yeah. And as much as it sounds like it's all fun and games, it's actually really challenging. If anyone in here know that love words games and games like Scrabble, definitely have them check out my Monday live streams. Because my channel, it's not just focused on precious metals, right? It's a variety channel. I do dog walking, dog sitting, precious metals, music and entertainment, and sometimes a bit of politics too.
I just thought it was 18 hours ahead, Tiggs. I didn't realize you were 21 hours ahead.
Yeah, and that's similar to Australia too, right? Australia and New Zealand are frequently.
Also, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Tiggs, but in December it's actually warm down there. It's summertime atmosphere in December and a wintertime atmosphere in what we consider summer here.
Okay, so Neil, let's play a game here. Let's say you came into $1 million tomorrow, one way or the other.
What state would I be able to pay taxes on it?
No, exactly where you are right now. Someone just shows up and there's like, here's $1 million, but we hear that you're good with investments. You have to deploy it into precious metals. $1 million. How would you allocate that? Hey, Mom with beers. Good to see you.
It's man with beers.
Okay, sorry, it's small on my screen here. Yeah, man with beers. Right on. Good to see you. He's from Canada. I'm near Toronto for anyone that doesn't know.
I would buy silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium.
Yeah, but what ratios?
I
How
would.
much?
Okay, so after if someone handed it to me, would I have to pay tax on it?
No, no, it's
Okay,
just
okay,
to
okay,
deploy it and
okay.
allocate it.
So it's a straight up million to use. Okay, uh, I'd probably buy 500,000 in silver, 300 to 400,000 in platinum, and about 100,000 in crystallized osmium.
And nothing in gold.
No,
Wow. I would go 25% gold, 25% silver, 10% platinum, 10% crystallized osmium. And then I would also say, you know what, you got to keep some cash on the side so that if any of them really take a big hit, that I can redeploy more.
and that's a total strategy that works as well. But when you deal with precious metals, again, you got to look at the industry, and in that in particular industry, the bull runs every 45 years approximately, and according to my understanding, we're in like the sixth or seventh year, going into the seventh or the eighth year, which means there's still time. So it's like a year or two investment. So
Yeah.
the ups and downs in between then are irrelevant looking at it from that individual perspective.
I did not see a video from Arcopia. I'm not familiar with Arcopia. Have you heard of Arcopia? Yeah.
No, I have not. It sounds like it's geared to Canada though. So you should have heard it before me. I blame JM.
I think that we both heard about it pretty much the same time.
Cats are funny. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of mines of all different types of metals opening up here in the next year or two up in northern Canada, northern central Canada, and unavailable locations as of right now.
I think it's going to be too little too late, though. I think that the industrial demand and now like financial demand from financial institutions starting to see what's going.
Where are you getting your numbers from as far as the amount that is
Industrial
available?
demand from the Silver Institute.
Okay, and where are they considering that's coming from? Only the mines?
It's what's reported. So
From
fair
the
enough. There could be
miners?
stuff
From the
that's there could be numbers that are unreported, but that's the reported numbers.
reported from the miners, what they're reporting?
Yep.
Okay,
Uh,
because that's discounts the, for example, uh, Mexico sitting on above ground supply, sitting on 6,400 tons. So they could be sitting on that to make up the surplus difference until those mines open up, because that's just one country. 6,400 tons of freaking silver is quite a bit. And that's not
it's true.
that's it's already mined. So it's not on the COMEX. It's in their country. And they got the most in the world. China after that. America's like eighth on the list. Canada's used to have, but doesn't anymore. I don't think Canada's on the list. But I looked at a list of the countries who have stacked the most silver, and Mexico has stacked 6,400 tons in their country, but yet their people are poor as fuck. So there must be waiting for that price to go up, because that'll make that country rich as hell, especially if they get rid of it at a high price, and that would make up a industry deficiency, and it would help out Mexico. So that could be a time differential filler for the need of silver, because every country is sitting on a supply of silver. They're actually adding to it, which is taking away from what they're calling the available supply of silver. It's actually being stuck in vaults to be sold back at a higher price.
Hey, Lori, thanks for stopping by. It was good chatting with you. I know Neil had fun chatting with you as well.
Oh yeah,
I'm
it
not
was
the
very
best.
enlightening. Very enlightening.
Yeah, I'm not the best at charts analysis, but I definitely enjoy checking them out. And Man with Beers says our Kopi is a sustainable living channel from Saskatchewan. Okay, cool. I should probably check that out. Saskatchewan's another great province. Not a lot of population in Saskatchewan or Manitoba, but they are still fantastic provinces. And I think the further west you go, the better off you are. Landon's asking which mines you're thinking about. There's several mines. I know one of them that Neil's talking about is in northern Ontario. What's that? Clean Air Metals.
CLRMF, it's in the chat.
There you go.
Yeah,
And just so you guys know, everything in here is not financial advice. Neither of us are licensed advisors.
Nope.
We're just observers of what's going on, and we like sharing information and
we like
opinions.
sharing good advice, not financial advice, and they are two different things.
Yeah, and we both like learning too. So sometimes it's tough to keep up with the chat, but safe to say we're both learning all the time, and I think everyone in the chat here is interested in learning too.
Knowledge is power. Learning is earning. Yeah, actually, I'll put down all the ones I've. Let me get back on this one page here. This one tab.
And if you guys check out Neil's Han Dynasty channel, that's worthwhile subscribing to if you like tips like that. He keeps up on a lot of the macroeconomics that I don't keep up with, and frequently I actually go over to Neil's as an independent source of learning this. So Tig says Australia's about a couple hours behind New Zealand. Yep, because New Zealand's further east, depending on whereabouts you are. Yeah. So Big Green, like I think the ETFs are decent for people that have larger amounts of money that just want to participate in the directional moves of whatever the underlying asset is, right? If it's metals or whatnot. But the miners, most of them use leverage. So I look at the miners as being a good speculative play, especially since they seem to be lagging right now. But for anyone that's hardcore stacker, prepper, anything like that, they're going to be opposed to using anything that's a paper derivative, and they just want the real physical metal in their hands. And I kind of lean that way too. But I'm really open to speculating and possibly making money on some of these mining companies too. I think I know there's huge opportunity there. And if you guys follow Eric Sprott on Sprott Money, you'll get lots of good insight. In fact, I really wanted to feature that the most recent video that they did. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to drop the link in there. And I did actually on as a community post on my YouTube channel too.
You ought to put up the OKLO chart. That'll freak people out.
Which chart?
OKLO.
OKLO. I just dropped a link here for Sprott Money. For anyone that's interested in investing in mining companies, I strongly recommend you check that out. and check out Sprott Asset Management because Eric Sprott is a billionaire who's made his money in the the mining sector, and we're fortunate to have him and his knowledge. It's his company that set up the PSLV, which was a purely physical fund that you can invest in. When you put your money in there, they buy the physical, so it's actually backed by it.
Rick Rule worked for him, didn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. I think they're
Yeah.
friends. They're friends and business partners.
I had to
Absolutely.
school Rick Rule on platinum and change his whole perspective. And I did.
I remember that.
I'm glad you were there for that one. Yeah, it was, I think, on Liberty and Finance. Dunnigan's real good about asking my questions because he knows I ask good ones. And then when he saw that I knew more than Andy, he was like, "Oh, let's keep playing with Andy."
Hey Neil, make sure you drop your link in the chat there so people can link up with you. I think a lot of people here are open and receptive to a lot of work.
I cannot get my own. I was able to get the guys, but when I get my own, it gives another link to it, and it doesn't give the video link. It gives the links to, I think, I don't know what it gives the links to, but when I capture other people's links to their channels, it says video and all this other stuff, and it's real short and it gives their name. But when I capture mine, it turns out to be like 3 or 4 lines long, so I know I'm capturing the wrong thing or something. Or I'm not.
If you go and click on video or something else like that.
Yeah, that's what I do for everyone else's, and I get
switch it
that. Yeah, but that doesn't work when I do my own.
I just dropped it in there for you. And Indy, just subscribe Sprott. Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, if you're not into technical analysis and like old money and wisdom, Eric Sprott came from the accounting industry, right? He was a corporate accountant, and that's how he got into it.
A pencil pusher.
Well, yeah, you could call them that, but every once in a while, there's a Wayne Gretzky out there. Like you could call a hockey player, a stick handler, but every once in a while, there's a genius out there, and Eric Sprott is one of them. He's one of the few that went from a relatively dull and dry industry and just blew it up, and he's still doing it today. Even I think he's like 79 years old now.
Warren Buffett just actually retired, I think, a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, he's right up there too.
I think he's like 90 something.
Yeah, and everyone here, I hope you're subscribed to Independent Many United as well. She's a great ally in bringing multiple different communities together for a common purpose. And sifting through a lot of the BS, that we get from mainstream media. So Independent Many United has created a fantastic community. And not only that, also independent musicians, right? I hope the people in here enjoy music. If you do, you'll find some of the best independent musicians over at Indies. Check out her live streams every Monday. So she's got her live stream tomorrow night. Let's see what we got with silver. It's holding above 69. It did break down to right around 68.50. It has recovered
from 70.
Yep. It has recovered. Let's take a look on the longer term. I checked out that poll question. Thanks for everyone that participated in the poll. And it looks like the vast majority of people like to look at the candles on short term. So that's what I've pretty much kept it to, but now I've just switched it to longer term. We'll go back to the beginning of the year. That's pretty much a 1-year chart of the silver price.
Beginning of April was the best time to buy.
Yeah. And it is looking good. It's looking healthy. I know some people are a little concerned because it looks like it's going parabolic, and it kind of does. But it's still having these pullbacks, which to me are kind of like if you've got a swimmer that's swimming underwater. Every once in a while, they've got to come up for air. And when it's just running parabolic, that's like a swimmer that's running without air, in my opinion. And the longer they go without air, the worse it's going to be in the end. So
Depends on how good that swimmer is.
say again?
Depends on how good that swimmer is.
Yeah, I was hoping you like that analogy because I know that you were the captain
I can
of
do I can do
the
I can do
swimming
50
team.
yard butterfly without taking a breath.
But ultimately, if you can take others every once in a while, right, your endurance and longevity is going to be much
Oh
better.
yeah, for like a 400, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
or
you
a
got your
couple like
sprint or your
a
long
five.
distance. Your long distance.
Say it's a 5 mile swim. You got to swim 5 miles, right? You can't blow it all out in your first half hour. You've got to hang in there for the long haul, and you want these pullbacks and these. I look at it as breathing in and breathing out.
Yeah, the same as with running. You just put a tune in your head and go to the tune.
Yep. We'll go even longer term here for a moment, and then we'll go back to the short term. And so when you look at this chart, people are saying, "Oh my God, it's going parabolic. Like this is not going to end well." And right when you look at that, it does look very, very possible that it could pull back to 50. But
Does
when we
that go
look at
back to 1933?
no, bro, this is just going back to like
No, I mean,
2015.
does the chart go back that far?
Let's max it out. We'll max it out here. 12 month. Goes
Yeah, it
back to
does.
1802.
Okay, so get around the 33 year and try and suck in on that, because that's when they reevaluated gold, and silver should have done something that year, and that'll be an indicator of what we need to be looking at now. Because I think they're going to reevaluate.
1933.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a silver reevaluation as well as a gold reevaluation.
That's January. It's tough to get it right on the nose, but yeah, that looks like that's going from January 1933 until this very minute. I also know a lot of people look at these um, very fast run ups and then big drops, and they're very concerned, about buying in now because they're saying like it's done it before, history repeats itself again. What if it comes all the way back down to 30, and then we've got to wait 20, 30 years again for it to come back up? And
That's where you got to do
so
fundamentals, look at geopolitics, and also look at the larger economy and see which way the governments are going.
yeah, now's not the time to be going all
There's
in
always
my
risk in
opinion.
investing. That's where you got to have your predetermined risk analysis and time frame set up for each and every independent investment you have, and use the appropriate strategy for the appropriate asset class that you're investing in. Don't use
Yeah,
a crypto mindset and invest in silver.
yeah. Hey guys, I hope everyone clicks on that link. There's time. It should open it in a new tab, and if you can hit the thumbs up, set the notification for Indy's Christmas After Dark open panel. It'll be conversation the first half, and then open mic music the second half. If you're interested in helping to grow your community or become involved in a fantastic one, definitely click on that link, and I'll be there too. I may not be able to stay right to the end, but I will be there. So right now, what I've done is I've dropped this back to 5 minute candles. So we're back to the short term, which I think is what most people like. And yeah, very cool.
What happened, JM? Is he still chatting? I just can't hear it. Yo, JM. I wonder what happened with JM.
Guys, I was muted for a second. What did I miss?
We did a platinum giveaway. You owe Tiggs 2 ounces of platinum. She won.
All right. Congrats, Tiggs. Nicely done. Very nicely done. Had you asked me something, I had to step away for about 30 seconds there. What did I miss?
I was asked for the winning lotto numbers because I know you give them away every week.
You know what? I don't mind disclosing I do play the lottery. I do.
I don't mind disclosing. I do mute JM Unleashed just for his audience to know. He gets out of hand every now and then. I got to mute his ass.
Yeah, Neil muted me again. And actually, I'm in on several different lotteries. And some of the numbers in the group, we've been playing for over 10 years.
Holy cow, same numbers?
Same numbers, yeah.
Have they come up?
Like if it's out of 6 or out of 7, it's never had all of them come up. No. Okay. So never got a jackpot that way. There was one that came up that gave a nice little boost. But it wasn't the main jackpot. It was kind of like a side bet, which does come through. And I'm not advocating anybody gamble. If you gamble,
I advocate the exact opposite. You don't gamble; it's a waste. I played the same lotto numbers for 5 years out here in California. Actually, 2 sets of numbers for a total of 10 tickets twice a week for 5 years. I didn't even win 3 out of 6. Total waste of freaking money.
Yeah, you got to look at the odds. Like on the lotteries that I'm playing, to actually get the jackpot is typically at least 1 out of 1,000,000. Hey Andy, have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for being here. Mike Herrera's got a fair amount of lottery going on as well. Yeah,
Mike,
pretty much
loitering is what Mike's doing. He's not lottering; he's loitering.
Are you sure?
Yeah, oh no, man! He's from Washington, man. They pay other states to build their infrastructure because they made it so.
He meant lottery. He meant lottery.
I know. I'm fucking.
Huh.
Yeah, because Washington State, because of their rules and regulations, their taxpayers wanted new ferry boats for the state of Washington, but because of the state rules, regulations, and taxes, they priced their own companies out of building the state's ferries and they had to contract out to Florida to build the. So it's cheaper for Florida to build ferries for the state of Washington and ship it to him than it is for the state of Washington to build their own ferries because of their own state taxes and regulations. They price their own businesses out of their own state. So I make fun of Mike about that.
Gotcha. So I'm going to end the poll here in 2 or 3 minutes. For anyone that did not participate in the poll question, if you can, that would be really cool. Currently it stands, the question was, do you prefer on these charts the candles set to short time periods? 48% said yes, 13% said no, 26% said variety, and 13% said I don't like charts.
Mhm.
But I do want to end that while we're live, so it actually shows up and everyone can see it. And then I'm going to shut this down in probably about 10 minutes. I was really hoping we'd actually see $70 silver tonight. It's starting to look like we may have to wait another day or two. It's not too far away, though. We're on 1 hour candles now.
You could wake up tomorrow morning and it'd be 70. Or it could have hit 70 and come back down. There, so many things can happen.
Yeah, it's run fast. Okay, so Neil, was there anything you wanted to mention to everyone here before we shut her down?
Make sure to be kind, helpful, and grateful.
Sounds good. I hope you guys are subscribed to Neil's Hunt Dynasty. He does a lot of live streams. Anyone here that's an animal lover, Neil's been known to rescue all sorts of animals, primarily dogs and cats, and especially cats right now.
Yeah, I'm overwhelmed with cats right now. Never a dull moment.
Yep. Okay, so I did end the poll there. It didn't actually show up.
Thank you for having me up.
Yeah, you're welcome, Neil. Okay, yeah, it did show up there. Okay, so we had 72 people voted in that poll. Very cool. I'm going to shut this down in the next couple minutes as well. Did you need to chat backstage there, Neil, or are you good?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So if anyone else had any questions or anything else they wanted us to address here before we shut this down, just let us know. We'll do our best. And if not, appreciate everybody's time. Thanks, everybody, for being friendly and civil with each other in the chat. That's always awesome. That's one thing I love about my channel is there's really, really minimal drama. And I love it. So if you guys like a variety channel that focuses on dogs, dog walking, finance, precious metals, music and entertainment, and a little bit of politics and comedy, make sure you subscribe to JM Unleashed.